Hey, and we're live.
All right. Hey guys, this is Chris Mincola with the Mincola Group over at West USA Realty. And I'm joined by Evan Einhorn with Modern Home Lending.
Hi, everyone.
How's it going? So this week we're going to be talking about a couple things real quick with you. We're going to be talking about how low interest rates are right now. And
So
we're
low.
going to be, yeah. And we're going to be talking about multifamily investing. Which would be pretty cool. Last week we talked about purchasing a home and guest houses and things like that. So Evan, I was already informed about the fact that interest rates have been going down, but we're looking at, let's see, the latest article from Realtor Mag is drop in mortgage rates could put market in 2005 territory. So tell us a little bit about rates and where they are.
Yeah, so rates have been continuing to drop. We've seen this since February. So since February, rates have been extremely low. Lowest they've been over a year, depending on the day. And it's really great. I mean, if anyone bought last year, they should look at refinancing. If anyone's thinking about purchasing, I would always encourage purchase while interest rates are low, because, even a 0.5% in interest rate could be a huge difference in monthly payment. It could be $100 a month on a $250,000 loan, depending on what you're looking at. So,
Right. Yeah.
definitely.
So
I'm refinancing personally right now. I'm encouraging all my friends and family, like, great time, to buy. And, I'm not even worried about the market. Like, the market's amazing. So if you can capitalize on the low interest rates, especially when you compare it to rent in the valley. Rent is nuts in the valley right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing where rents are right now. I mean, most people for a house, they're renting a house. I mean, obviously you can get an apartment for a little bit cheaper, but that depends on where you live too and what kind of an apartment it is.
Right.
But I mean, some of the rents are just, as much or more than what people are paying in mortgages. And even if it was a little bit more to buy the house you really want, even though we're really big on getting people in their starter homes and that kind of an idea, but even if you were looking at that, I mean, say it was $100 more, $200 more, your payment doesn't change if you have a fixed rate, right? Which most loans today are going to be fixed rates. And then, I mean, okay, so $100 more a month over 12 months is $1,200. Most likely, the average historical equity gain each year on a home is about 4%, right around 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're going to be ahead anyway. I think we're just so stuck in the payment mentality because of car payments and credit card payments and all those type of payments. We only look at the payment. We're not looking at how investing in real estate is such a wealth builder, right?
Yes.
So we're going to talk more about that as we go along here and in our event coming up, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But
I mean, I have more money in real estate than anything else, but
same
it's
here.
just values have gone up.
Same here.
I've invested quite a bit in the stock market, but yeah, well, definitely. I know you'll mention it towards the end, but definitely invite people to our wealth building class on April 20th. We'll go more in depth, but bottom line, interest rates are lowest they've been in over a year, and the last month they've dropped quite a bit. So that's been great.
Yeah, right now they're saying the average is about 4.08. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, most of our clients are in the high 3s or low 4s. So
for
that's
30-year fixed. Okay.
That's about right. It's just depending on how much you want to pay in fees and credit and so many other factors. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, guys, so it's a great time to buy. Definitely reach out to us for that. And now we're going to be talking about multifamily investing. So rates are low. That's a good place to start. Now, as far as multifamily investing, Evan, I know if I think about multifamily investing and think about duplex, fourplex, or larger, maybe even a small apartment complex or something like that, possibly. So, when an average person thinks about that, they don't think about FHA loan if they even know what that is, right? I mean, so People may think I've got to get a hard money loan or a loan from the quote unquote bank or have the cash to flow that. So tell us a little bit about how easy it would be, well, quote unquote easy, but easier than they may think to actually get that multifamily home with a typical home loan, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest thing there is, FHA is 3.5% down for every lender out there.
Right.
And there's a potential to get a grant to help cover part of that, even for multifamily. That, who knows, you could buy a duplex. You could buy something and you move into one of them and have the other one as an investment. We can actually many times use the income from the other unit to help you qualify. So if you're only qualified for 200 and you see a duplex for 300, that might actually work because we might be able to use the rental income. So I like multifamily. It's a great way if you're willing to live in one of the units and buy it as a primary residence. There's low down payment options. If you're not willing to live in one of the units and it's going to be an investment for you, it's still a great opportunity because the way you look at it is, let's say you buy a fourplex. Well, now you have 4 doors that you're renting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you lose a renter on one of them, not that big of a deal because the other 3 are paying you rent. So, there's definitely a little more work involved, but there's also a lot more return on investment typically because, instead of 1 unit, you might have 4 units. So,
definitely. Guys, you definitely want to have some good tradesmen. If you get into that, we can certainly help you with that. You're definitely going to want to be represented because, by a realtor, because you don't want to get into any legal issues, whether you're buying or selling a multifamily like any other property. But it's a great way to get involved. I mean, Evan, the idea of living there, is really, again, like the whole starter home idea. That would be a super way of, leveraging your starting, in this type of investing.
I almost wish I did it. I bought my first home and I had a roommate pay me rent, so kind of similar. But with the multifamily, you're buying your first home, and if you rent out the other unit, not only are you buying your first home, but it's almost like you're buying your first investment property all in one. So I think it's a great way, and there's a lot out there, and you can qualify for more in most cases than you could originally. So, people might think, oh my gosh, I would never buy a $500,000 fourplex. $500,000 is so much money. Well, per unit, that's $125,000. And maybe on a regular home, you're qualified for $250,000, but on a fourplex, we could qualify you for $500,000 because we can use some of the rental income. So it's just a great way to leverage, your investment. So.
Yeah, guys, it's super important to understand real estate. Think of it as kind of like an egg. You have to kind of sit on it for a little while to make some money on it. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a short-term flip, you still have to put, some time and sweat equity into it to get that flip. But that real estate will make you money, So over time, it's not even necessarily sometimes how much rent you're getting per month, right, Evan? It's holding that property long enough over time to maybe pay it off. So then that rent really means something. So there's no payment, or down the road, you look at it as sort of a retirement thing where it's funding you that way, or you cash it in at some point.
Right. I mean, I know investors, they are happy to break even on a monthly basis because they know their mortgage is going down every single month. And they also know any appreciation. So if the value goes up, it's in their pocket. So even if you broke even for the next 30 years, which is not going to happen, you're going to make cash flow. You're going to make money because that mortgage payment's going to stay the same if you get a fixed mortgage, which more than 90% of our mortgages are. So if you get a fixed mortgage, that payment's going to stay the same. But rent, especially in the Phoenix area, oh my gosh, has gone up so much just over the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So I haven't rented in like 4 years. So I was shocked when I looked at what my rent was 4 years ago and what it would be today. It's gone up probably 30, 40%. So
yeah. And we hear stories all the time of people like their rent went up $100, $400, $800, $1,200 from 1 year to the next because either the landlord figured out how much the rents went up all of a sudden, or they sold it to another company and they are going to charge more in rent. So, again, as always with real estate, when you own it, you have options. When you rent it, you're giving the money away to the landlord. So
it's a great way to maximize your investments, especially if you're going to be buying already. And if you can consider multifamily, definitely something to look into.
Yeah, guys. And so Saturday, April 20th from 1 to 3, we're going to be having a wealth building event. But whether you're a first-time home buyer, first-time seller, thinking about getting involved in the real estate game and investing, even as a starter home, come out. We're going to be talking about kind of everything from all different levels, and getting you some great information, some great material there, so that you can get started in the home buying process or investing in real estate. And again, it's just going to be a couple hours just to kind of get some information out there. We can stay afterwards, answer any questions you might have, but we'd love to have you come out there. It's free to you guys. Evan and I will be there, and my wife Cynthia will be talking about everything you'd want to know to kind of get started, and also some more advanced stuff too. But
I'm excited.
I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll drop the link here below to RSVP for the event.
Right.
And I'll kind of give you a brief little outline on the event. But guys, come on out. I hope you guys can make it. Even if you guys have already bought a home, come out. You're always going to learn something,
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking about buying your first home, but we're also going to be talking about, hey, after your first home, if you want to keep growing, what do? What's a good low down payment? What's a good second investment property? What are the next steps? Because buying your second home isn't necessarily the same as your first. Doesn't need to be harder, but I'm really excited. So we're going to have first time home buyers there. We're going to have people that already own multiple homes, single homes. So it'll be good.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients now too that already been thinking this way too, with buying and then going on to the next home or renting out the current home and moving on to the next one. They've already done that. So it's a great time. And a lot of young people too. So, I mean, not just us older guys, but anyway, Evan, do you have anything else you want to add? How do they get in touch with you if they have any questions about any of the interest rates or anything or getting started?
You can go to modernhomelending.com or give me a call personally directly to me, 602-456-2273.
And of course, you can reach us over here at the Mincola Group at West USA Realty at 480-788-8569. That's our team line. So that'll ring our whole team here, and or you can text us there or check us out at mincolagroup.com. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, and definitely make sure Saturday, April 20th from 1 to 3. I'll drop all the information here with the address for you.
Cool. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.